Hi everyone, my name is Maria Campanini and I work for Microloan Foundation as Fundraising and Communications Lead. So Microloan is a women's empowerment and poverty alleviation charity, and we support women in Malawi, Zambia and Zimbabwe with small loans and business training in order to start small businesses and work their own way out of poverty. So these women become bakers, grocery store owners, farmers, just as an example. And in doing so, they generate a sustainable and stable income, which means they can then afford nutritious food, safe home, and education for their children and medicines too. And as time goes on, they can save, and saving is so important, especially because the countries in which we work often face periods of prolonged food insecurity, natural disasters, and savings come in handy during those difficult times. But these are women that once faced hunger and are now reaching their full potential as entrepreneurs. And of course, economic empowerment also increases their autonomy and their decision making power and their position in the household and the community. And these are women that are some of the poorest and most marginalised in the world. And above all else, these women get to lift themselves and their families out of a cycle of poverty for generations to come. And it all starts by joining a microloan group. So I'm part of a small fundraising team based in London. As I say, I'm the fundraising and communications lead. So I write a lot of external communications. So the newsletter, blogs, websites. I run appeals and campaigns, which I love doing. I get to write case studies about the incredible women that we work with. I manage the social media platforms and do a bit of marketing as well. Um, so yeah, I think that the highlight for me so far, having joined Microloan about 4 months ago now, is working on the BBC Radio 4 appeal. We worked with Angelica Bell, who is a TV presenter. So I wrote the script and she presented it for us, and we managed to raise over £30,000, which is amazing. We're also working on something very exciting for International Women's Day. So watch this space. There's very exciting things to come. So a bit of background on me. I actually studied law at Durham University, but I found myself spending more time volunteering than actually doing my degree. So I worked on a voluntary basis for Durham University's Charities Committee. I actually ran the committee. That's the charitable arm of the university. Main sort of responsibilities included like running events like balls and club nights and smaller scale events. And it was just so rewarding to work with some incredible charities and incredible causes. And I think above all else, it was inspiring to be surrounded by like-minded people that just were so driven and determined to make a positive impact in the world. Because I didn't really know what my dream job looked like at that point. I knew I was very organised, I was very good at communicating, could talk for England. I knew I'd suit like a fast-paced, people-focused job where every day is different. I also really loved writing, and above all else, I was determined to work for a cause that I really cared passionately about. I did apply to all the like corporate grad jobs, but that was mainly because I felt like I kind of had to. A lot of people around me were, but even if I had got one, my first priority coming out of uni was to travel. After studying so hard for all my law exams, I was ready to explore and see the world. So after working just short term to earn some money, I went away. I had the most incredible, I think it was probably about a year in total of traveling. I did South America, Southeast Asia, Australia, Indonesia, and just had the most amazing time. So I'm here to tell you that as you're graduating and leaving uni, you don't have to have your 5-year plan mapped out just yet. Eventually, though, I did have enough kind of floating around. I've always been quite headstrong and career driven as well. So I came back to London where I live. I applied to some charity jobs a range of roles just to try and get my foot in the door. I wasn't having much luck. Um, I mean, it was frustrating, I'd say, just because I knew that I could do these jobs, like reading the job descriptions, but I just didn't have like the paid relevant work experience in a charity that said so. And I couldn't afford to do any internships for free. All in all, I would say that it can be quite tough trying to find like that first career job straight out of uni. Even though I've had a job since I was 15, I've got a great degree behind me and lots of voluntary experience as well. I also didn't have, actually, this is worth mentioning, I didn't have any contacts to like help me to get a leg up, like a friend of a friend. You do learn that it is all about who you know. Networking is key. Get yourselves on LinkedIn. Um, but after a few months of applying and not really getting anywhere, I decided that I didn't actually want to be so settled in London at that exact point. So I upped and left again and went to Australia, but this time to live and work in Sydney rather than to travel around and see what the job market was like there. And then the stars just aligned, and oh, I was very fortunate to find a vacancy at a youth homelessness charity, which their whole mantra was about empowering young people, giving them opportunities and helping them to succeed. So that really worked in my favour. And I think in my interview, they just saw, even though maybe that I had a lack of like the paid work experience I've mentioned before, I just had such an appetite for this job and I knew I could do it. And I was so determined and passionate about the cause and ready to make a difference. And, you know, I was ready to build on the experience that I did have and give it my all. I think actually I did say in the interview, which became a bit of a running joke, that I actually would have done the job for free if I could. And I don't recommend saying that in your interview, but that's the reality of it for me. I cared so much that if I could have, I would have done it for free. And I think that really came across, and so they kind of took a chance on me, I guess. And I learned a lot. I threw myself into it and had every success, even if I do say so myself. I built a fundraising strategy from scratch. This role was fundraising and marketing coordinator, so quite similar to what I do now. And over 12 months, as I say, I built this fundraising strategy because at the time, the charity I worked for relied on government funding, and they wanted to diversify their income streams and have fundraising, strong fundraising arm as well. So, yeah, I introduced a 4 campaigns a year, newsletter which we printed. I did a project managed the redesign of their website. I transformed their online presence on social media and stuff. I just enjoyed every minute of it. Had great success in increasing the donor database, and I loved managing donor relationships and just meeting loads of brilliant people that were so keen to help and wanted to support the charity. And as I say, yeah, I just loved it, and I hope that that is, you know, just the start of what will be a very long and happy fundraising career. It's definitely what helped me to get my job with Microloan, where I am similarly loving every minute now back in London. I've already learnt so much in the 4 months that I've been here, and I'm inspired every day by the work, and that is for me what it's all about. So my advice to you is find what you're passionate about, stay driven and stay determined, and grab any amazing opportunity that gets thrown your way with both hands and use it to learn. Because nobody is going to hire you at your age or even at my age because you're the finished product. And take it from me, you don't have to have it all sussed out just yet where you are now. So yeah, please do follow the amazing work that we do at Microloan Foundation. You can find us on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, we've got it. Also, I'd be more than happy to help with anybody that thinks I'll be of assistance. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. And yeah, thank you.